this sign today. Oh my God. I mean, how adorable is that? Okay, I did the PayPal me. I did it wrong. It's PayPal me / but you know, it's in the description box below. I mean, just how adorable is that, people? Oh my good gosh. I'm so proud of myself for this little sign. Oh, so cute. Okay. All right, we're going to give a couple minutes to get people in. Oh, starting off big, eh? Always remember, for entertainment purposes, only if the shoe fits, wear it. If it doesn't, discard it. It's a general message. Always general. It's only personal if it's just you and I talking. You know what I mean? We're going live a little bit early today, but that's what we want. That's when the energy is present. That's when we are going live. Oh. My hair's so heavy. Okay, here we go. For the collective. First message. My God, straight off the bat, first card down. Like I can't, sometimes can ever just fully prepare for what I'm going to read that day. And this is starting off ridiculous. But you know what? Actually, I think what I'm getting is, I think somebody might have put a hex on you for a while because there's box in reverse. Which kind of lets me know that like you're out of it. And then third party interference with reverse. So were they interfering and now they can't interfere with your life anymore? This person was very dumb, very naive. I heard very stupid. Spirit never ceases to amaze me when they describe people sometimes as flat out dumb. Like this person is dumb. Like they tried to, I keep saying they tried to interfere, but the thing is that they did interfere. They did interfere at one point in your life. Yes. I just pulled yes. It's very true. They did interfere, and then there's Warlock in reverse. And when I put the Witch and the Warlock in reverse, the main symbol of them is to represent a monster. Somebody who knows how to manipulate and use energy against other people. Okay, somebody who knows how to mainly it's manipulate, because you would manipulate energy, you would manipulate the people around you by manipulating the energy around this person. So this person played a lot of fucking games with the people around you. They put you in this box, which is obviously a part of their spell they tried to do, put you in a box, and filled it with shit. Like I can see them filling it. Like it's not water. It's like could be ashes or soil or something. I almost feel like this person has a fucking voodoo doll of you. And it was so weird that I'm saying that now because I watched an episode last night of Lucifer, and there's this chick who's like obsessed with them, and she makes all these Lucifer dolls. And he's like, look at how flattering this is. And it's like, no, that's not flattering at all. That's like psychotic. But I get the gist of it. It's like, I feel like this person might have like multiple dolls of you, not just one doll of you. And it's been really, really interfering. Like, and I mean, they've been more than cautioned to stop. Like they were cautioned to stop, I just heard years ago. So they're so far in the black right now. Okay, they're so far in the black that I mean, I almost feel like their powers then got taken away from them for what they're doing to you. For being so dumb. Like, I mean, the universe will give you you know, your chance to be an idiot sometimes, right? Like, they don't always go like, okay, you should have known, okay, you should have known. Like, you have the opportunity to be dumb sometimes, and that's just usually being dumb would mean just having a simple lack of information. That's what people call dumb, is being uninformed of something. It makes you dumb because you don't know it. No, that doesn't make you dumb. It makes you just don't know about it. Okay. So, but this person is dumb because they know about the consequences, but they're going to do it anyways. And that's why now we have cancer. Because, I mean, think about it. How many people smoke knowing it could kill them? How many people drink knowing it could kill them? They don't care because it's not killing them right now. It's going to kill them years down the road. But guess what? Years down the road, you eventually get to. Okay, it doesn't stay years down the road forever. You get to that place at one, you know. I think it's sometimes a lot quicker than people realize. And that's why on cancer, I wrote, what doesn't kill you slowly eats you alive, because for the most part, people don't even know that it's inside of them. And it's growing and metastasizing at a rate that they couldn't even possibly fucking. I think this person has cancer for doing what they did to you. Because, I mean, if you think about it, that's why I try to say, don't do dark magic. Don't do black magic, because this is the shit that happens. Like, you're going to trap somebody. You're going to do some stupid fucking voodoo spell, trap somebody. And then when that doesn't work because they're not trapped enough, you don't see them being trapped enough. So then you do it again. And then you do it again. You're trapping them in a box. Think about it. The karma of that. What then happens to you? Something then becomes trapped in you, or you then become trapped. How would you become trapped? Your work gets taken away from you. Your money gets taken away from you. Your friends get taken away from you. Or you get sick. You have to stay in. You can't be around people anymore. Like, that would be your karma to pay if you're going to do something like this to somebody else. I mean, you can't just you can't just take the law into your own hands. That's why we have justice. We have judgment. We have gods and demons and fucking jails. And like, we have people in place to do this already for us, for the things that we do in vain. So why the fuck does this person think that if you did something in vain, what, you're going to be unrecognized? You're just going unharmed? Like, think about it. That would be, honestly, I'm not saying that you did something, because I don't think you did, but that would be like me putting some type of hex on my stepfather for what he did to me. I can't do that. I can't put a hex on him. I can't bind him up. I can't fuck with him. That means that I'm just as guilty as he is now, because now he's 80 some odd years old. He's vulnerable as fuck, and I'm going to go attack him from another realm? No, I'm not even going to do that, because judgment will do that for me. There's people out there that will do that for me. Like, he's living a miserable life. He's unhappy. He's a drunk. He's a pedophile. He loves children. He's trapped in an 80-year-old body now. I mean, what life is doing to him, in my mind, is good enough, really. Right? I mean, the justice is blind. She will get you. It doesn't matter that she's blind. She'll never miss you. Okay? Like, and people end up living in hell straight on earth. And you know what? I've asked about hell a few times, because I'm pretty sure I've been there and I know what it is. But it's nice to know, like, what are other people's hells, or like what could happen to them. So I started watching the show Lucifer, and I'm sure you know about it. I'm sure you heard about it. And honestly, it's a pretty shitty show. Okay, it's really dumb, and like I get really bored watching it sometimes. But I'm only watching it for the demon parts. I'm only watching it for what happens in the other realms. I don't give a fuck about what happens in 3D. What happens in 3D has been recorded. I want to know what's beyond 3D. Okay, so when I was watching Lucifer, he trips. He goes down, and he goes down into hell, and he has to what. Okay, so his partner's dying. He has to find an anti-serum, and he knows the person who made the poison is in hell. So he goes down to hell to find this person to get the antidote. Okay, and this man is reliving this moment over and over and over and over and over and over. And I'm like, oh my God, is that hell? Like, is that hell? Like, is that hell? Because if it is, because then Lucifer gets trapped in it over and over and over. He's killing Uriel, okay, over and over and over. And it's like, okay, if that's hell, if that's where I have a feeling, even if it's not that, it's even worse, or it could be a little bit better, regardless, that's pretty fucking brutal. I'm okay with waiting until he dies so he can get that justice. I don't need to go to his house and do nothing to him. I don't need to be a third party interference. I don't need to fuck with him in judgment. I don't. He's going to have his own judgment. Okay? So if this person feels like you did something to them, which I don't even... Okay, if I wouldn't even do it to a pedophile, this person doing it to you is like... You might as well be a fucking kindergarten teacher. You're so looked upon with the universe, with having vulnerables around you. Okay, so I don't see that. I don't feel like you're a bad person, which means if I wouldn't even do it to a monster and this person's doing it to an angel, like, cancer, so shall it be. This person's fucked. Like, this person's fucked. Like, you just... It's just like, I just don't. I know that people can be stupid. I do. I'm not dumb. But I just don't understand how they can be that dumb, that they can allow their emotions to get so far away from them that they hurt people like this. You know, it's just like, they're so juvenile. They're so dumb. They clearly don't have dreams. They clearly don't know what's on the other side. They're the ones, the way that I see it, they're the ones in the box. They're the ones in this little tiny fucking life that they can't see outside of their own fucking walls that they've put up. And that there's this whole other world and there's things to do this for you. Like, you think your justice has been missed, but it hasn't. You've just been placed upon the millions that get fucked every day. Like, everybody gets their judgment. I mean, oh my fucking God, I can't say it enough. Like, you just don't get to do this. Like, you just don't get to walk in and be like, I'm going to shut you down. Like, what are you, the police? Like, and I know they are not the fucking police. I know they're not the police. Deadline! Yes. I love my cards. Honestly, they tell me exactly what I need to know. Everything, everywhere dies. You know what that line is from? 6 Feet Under. Okay, when I first watched that series, it did something to me. It really made me, because, like, I mean, I'm schizophrenic, so it's like I never really understood what schizophrenia was. Like, I started watching 6 Feet Under as soon as I started doing my mediumship. As soon as I knew that dead people were talking to me, I'd get these chills, like, around people that I didn't know, and I'd be like, oh my God, someone's touching me, like, what the fuck? And I would just know who. It's like Long Island medium shit. Like, as soon as I was doing that, oh my God, I started watching and trying to understand a lot about death, because death is right beside us. People's deadlines are right there. They don't fucking know, and they don't realize how much they should be cherishing their life and the people around them and doing what's best and not just fucking over somebody so you can get some money in your pocket, right? So you can see somebody hurt. Like, do you know that the things that people do on this earth, like, if this person just used half of this energy for something good, you want to put people in boxes and go and fuck them? Like ask to rise all the pedophiles and go and put them in boxes. Ask to rise all the fucking men who rape women. Ask to rise all the men who go out and rape, you know, or women who go out and rape little boys and shit. Like, why don't you ask to go and, like, why don't you trap people who fucking deserve it? Why are you trapping people that had nothing to fucking do with you, that you've been told to leave alone, but you just want to hurt? Like, this person just wants to hurt. And to be honest, I think they watch this channel. And they're going to get asked to leave. Because they want to say that hurting people because they're sad or they're angry or they're depressed because other people have hurt them. You don't go and hurt people because you're hurting. You get the fucking bottom of why you're hurting and you deal with your shit. You don't go and add people into it. That's not what you do. That's just forever keeping the wound open and then giving yourself an excuse to be an asshole to people instead of heal what's happened to you. Because now you want to go out and hurt people because people hurt you. That's nice. Everybody hurts everybody. I mean, if that's the way that everybody thought, it'd be a fucking massacre out there. We wouldn't even be here if that's the way it was. Their time is up. And the thing is that they don't think it's up because they don't want it up. They think this is a forever ongoing cycle that they can just keep going and going and going and going. And that's when the world has to go like, all right, well, you're going to get cancer and we're going to grow it inside of you. And then when you go in and you think that you're just getting a fucking colonoscopy, or, you know, you got some chest pains, you think you're just going to go in and get a quick x-ray, and you're going to be full of fucking tumors. Full of them. This person's going to be full of tumors. For every single lie they told. For every single person they fucked over. Witch in reverse. Witch and warlock in reverse. This person is on fire. Like, they are one of a kind. Like, honestly, they don't know how to use their masculine energy, and they don't even know how to use their feminine energy. I don't know if this person's, like, I was going to say black, white, male, female. Like, I don't know who the fuck this person could possibly be. Like, because they're coming up any way that they want to be an interference. Like, what are you, fucking 12? Like, I remember when I didn't want to watch a concert, so I jumped on stage and disrupted the whole fucking concert. But guess what? The concert continues, and you get booted off stage because there's security. Like, people do have personal security guards. Okay. And I mean, you want to believe it or not, it doesn't really matter. I believe it to be 100% true that you have personal bodyguards around you, and they will keep you from other people's energy. They will go and tattletale on other people. You know, they will fucking find out what's going on with you because you have a mission here. There's a reason why you're here. You wouldn't be watching this if you didn't care about your life here. But people don't really realize that they've got multiple roles to play out. It's not just, well, I'm a banker, or I'm a, you know, mother. Like, you've got other roles than that. You've got other mission with that. You've got other people to cross than that. So, like, the fact that this, oh, look at accidents too on the bottom of the deck. This person might just find themselves in a one too many accidents. And then maybe they get into a car accident. Again, they get to the hospital. They're going to fucking realize that they're full of tumors and that they've got, you know, 4 months to live. And it's going to be like, okay, now what are you going to do? Now that you ran your mouth and you fucking put spells on people and you did binding shit, now your tits are full of fucking, I was just going to say ashes. So, like, somebody's fucking boobs are going to fall off. And that's the thing. Like women, my stepmother, she had, like, cancer in her breasts like 20 years ago. Little tiny, like, lymph nodes were cancerous. She should have got her fucking tits hacked off right there. Like, any sign of fucking cancer, you fucking deal with it. Be a fucking woman, be a man, and get it dealt with. But she didn't. She got the littlest chunk taken out, the least amount that you could possibly take from her boobs, because she thinks, like, the world just revolves around her tits, right? And then her husband revolves around her tits, which maybe she only has my father because she's got tits. I don't really fucking know. My father's a very, like, he's a very shallow man. So she got the littlest piece taken out, and it was like less than an inch. Okay. I was like 18 years old or something, and she bitched about that little inch being taken off her breast for like a year. And then she even contacted her health representative to say that she could get it. She could go and get her boobs augmented by a plastic surgeon because she went through cancer. And I was like, you fucking little dirty bitch. Like, if that was me now and she was standing in front of me telling me about how perfect her tits were and that she might have cancer in it, but her breasts make her a woman, I wouldn't even be able to. I mean, I was forced to because I was at the dinner table with them to listen to her mockery about women. But as a grown ass woman with tits myself, I'm sorry, these things aren't worth me dying 10 years down the road or 5 years down the road or fucking 20 years down the road. I'm sorry, fucking hack them off. Like, why would I give a shit? I don't like them anyways. Like, fucking take them off. I'd be so much more comfortable right now if I didn't have tits like this. So fuck, like, women who are like real, and like, that's men too. Like, you know, those like one-sided little fucks that literally think that the feminine body is everything. I really feel like those are the gay ones, because if you have to fantasize about a woman's body that much, I think you're probably just fantasizing about dudes. You probably just want yourself, right? People get self-absorbed, and it changes them. Right? Like, I mean, I get it. I'm not judging it. I'm just saying. When you're that, like misogynistic, I mean, it's bound to happen, right? Because no woman's going to be perfect enough for you, so you might as well start screwing men. Or screwing literal Barbie dolls, which, I mean, you can find hundreds of those down in the Vegas Strip. Hundreds of those down in LA, thousands of them down here in Toronto. But I mean, half of them are going to be men. But they got perfect tits, right? Perfect tits. Just for those little fucking males that still want to suck their mom's titties. Here we go. All right, next message. Help me. I do feel like somebody needs fucking help. Help me. I'm poor. Love. What the fuck? That's The Exorcist. I don't like this. This is fucking brutal. Okay. Like, from what I can understand here, from what's going on with these cards, somebody like, I really think that somebody has been possessed in a relationship, but they don't know. It's like somebody's with somebody that they're only with because I swear they just want to trap them in having babies with them or something. Like, this person is sick, like deranged sick. Like, they got bit by Cujo a long ass time ago. Like, this person is sick. You've got somebody around you that's sick. And I think it's like some type of obsessed spirit has taken over somebody around you. This person is trapped in their body with this thing in them. It's really weird because I watched this video today of this Indian couple that had just been married. And it's like they were videotaping and everything. And then all of a sudden the wife was like, she changed. And she started thrashing her neck around and shit. People were terrified. They ran away from her. Like, again, I don't know half this shit, if it's real or if it's fake or like, I don't know. But like, I'm getting that now. Like, I'm getting like, did you walk down the aisle with something, you hear me with something, and then all of a sudden you woke up with something else? It's like someone's trapped in something with somebody who's turned on them. Or maybe like you could be possessed, you know, you might have something inside of you that's like forcing you to drink, or it's like it could also be like deforming you in some way. Like I knew I had something inside of me this one time, and I all of a sudden grew these like black things on the side of my face. And I cut them all off. I don't know what the fuck they were, but like I all of a sudden I woke up and I was like, oh my fucking God, what is this? And it was from that, whatever that entity was. Like, entities, they can make your breath, you know, give you like halitosis, right? They can, because they're old and they're decaying, and they're, you know, they can make your body begin to smell and you know, smell like a decaying, rotting flesh almost. So I feel like if there's somebody around you that like recently you've just noticed that like stinks, this is that person. Like, they kind of need like spiritual help. They need to like be spiritually cleansed like quick. This is not something that involves like, you know, the priest and you have to go to a church and all that shit. This is something that I'm pretty sure that you can just get rid of yourself, but it's fucked. Like, it's just made its little way in somebody and it's really masked itself. Like, if people don't realize that this person is like, I mean, okay, for one, they could act like a child. They could all of a sudden be acting like a child. You know, always wanting to get their own way, kind of freaking out, yelling at you. Okay, they made me cut the deck, and there's the call with Scream. So they also might call you a lot. All of a sudden they start calling you in the middle of the night and shit, saying that stuff's going on. Oh man, this person might start seeing shit in their house. They might start getting really like scared that something is in their house or fucking with them, or like poltergeist shit almost. This is the person that is like hurting. Like, they need a good spiritual cleanse. Like, and I mean, honestly, there, like I said, there's so many ways to do it, but there is something inside of this person. It's hiding themselves pretty good. Okay, but there's Trickster. It's almost like Trickster in reverse, because I feel like I don't think they're going to be able to trick you for long. Like, I think you're going to be able to figure it out. And I mean, honestly, if you're around them, and even if you don't want to tell them, if you don't want to tell them, like, I think there's something wrong with you. Like, I think you need like a spiritual cleansing. I think there's something wrong. If they don't want to listen to you, or like just throw a bunch of holy water on them or something, or like sage them, or like Palo Santo them, you know, like throw salt on them. Like you might just be able to do it spiritually by standing beside them. And like, okay, so there was this one time I went into this reptile store, and the owner of the reptile store is a fucking piece of shit, okay? But it's the only place that I can get rats, so I have to go there. There's no other place in town for me to get them. So I have to go to this place. And I went there, and the last time I was, not the last time I went, but the time before that, there was this, I think it was a python. I think it was just a baby ball python in the front of the store. And it was shedding, and it looked like it was fucking dead. Like, I tapped on the glass. I was like, oh my God, are you alive? Like, it looked so upset and depressed and like it was gonna die. So I just like called in a couple of like my spiritual guides that I work with really well, and something from the animal world, and I just made my own call. I just made the shots. I knew that something was wrong with that snake, and I'm not going to tell the owner. The owner was sitting right there. Every single time I fucking say something, he just acts like, oh yeah, I'll get to it. Oh yeah, I'll get to it. You know, like, so I don't really bother with this fucking idiot anymore. So I just made the call, and then there, you know, to the big guys, not like to anybody, you know, like I made the call to my spiritual team to help this snake. And actually, when I went back, the snake was gone. So I don't know if it died, or I don't know if somebody bought it, but it was gone. And then this reminds me, my sister and I went to PetSmart, because that's the only other option is PetSmart or this guy's store. And you know me, like, I support small businesses way over, you know, corporate fucking greed, but I had to go to PetSmart for something, and that I couldn't get at this guy's place. And my sister, of course, goes and looks at the snakes right away, because they had three pythons for sale, and none of their temperature gauges were working. They didn't have heat lamps on. The fucking temperature was freezing. It said it was like 50 degrees in there. They were lethargic. They worked. I mean, you can't really know, like, you can't really know what a python's doing for the most part. They're not really moving. They're very like, they don't really like to move. So it's hard to tell if they're like malnutritioned or, you know, dehydrated or stuff like that. So she just called the Humane Society right away and said, listen, these snakes, they need to be set at a certain temperature. And this is a fucking corporate place. They should know. They've got 100 staff running around. Like, what the fuck are these snakes doing in freezing cold temperatures? And when we went back the next time, which I think was only a few days later, I had to go back and pick something up. The snake enclosures were completely redone. So the health department went there quick. Like, we called them. They must have either went that day or the next day in the morning, because they dealt with it quick. Those snakes were going to die. Okay. So, I mean, I don't, like, sometimes this is more of an analogy than anything. Like, I don't know what can't ask for help. What's around you that can't ask for help that you know is possibly possessed by something? Or, like, I mean, is the possession in the ownership, or is the possession in the animal? Right? That's another thing. It's like, where is this possession? Where is somebody being taken over? Because it's not going to trick you. They want to display this as somebody is just sick, or you don't have to worry about it. It's not your job. There's people that do the job, but guess what? Even people that are being paid to do the job miss it because they get, you know, a clipboard of what they're supposed to be doing. They're not looking at everything else, right? Who's the big guy looking at everything? Usually the fucking, it's really sad to say, but it's usually just the general public that are the ones that really notice everything, right? So something needs your help, and it's our job as humans above animals and above, like, you know, this could be a child that, you know, somebody's parents are hurting, right? Somebody's parents are possessed, you know, or something like that, and you know, call CAS. Like, I know I've known people who have called CAS on other people because of their partying. They won't stop doing coke when their kids are upstairs, right? Fucking fentanyl everywhere. Fucking, you know, it's just fucking ridiculous. Like, what are these people doing with children upstairs? I don't care how fucking old you are. I don't care if you're married. I don't care if you're a school teacher. I don't care if you've got a degree. You got kids upstairs. You shouldn't have fucking illegal drugs in the basement. Like, right? So fucking whatever it is, somebody can't, maybe this thing is a child and they can't make the call for themselves, and somebody's going to ask you to make the call, and it's your judgment. I mean, think of all those people that went to the Diddy parties and never called 911 on those kids being raped. Nobody called 911. Nobody got on the phone and said something's fucking wrong. Everybody just got into their limos and drove away and said, I ain't never going back there. Oh, I'm going to be back next weekend. I love fucking kids. Like, who the fuck knows, right? Like, people, you can't judge one person from another because somebody's sick and twisted fucking innuendos are going to be nothing like yours. Okay? So, I'm the advocate. I will call. I don't give a shit. I'm that person. I will call. If I see something going on that's illegal, I will call. If someone's getting hurt. If someone's getting hurt, I call. There's no, I don't care. I don't care if someone steps me in the car. I don't care. Like, if there's a vulnerable, I don't care. It's almost like when there's a vulnerable, I become like invincible. Like, I don't care. You could stab me. You could punch me. You could fucking put a gun to me. You could do anything. Like, if there's a vulnerable, it's almost like you become Superman in a sense, right? Like, I've done things, I've lifted things, I've put myself on fire, I've jumped in front of cars, like, I've done things to save other things, and I've never regretted it. I've never even really been hurt. That's the real funny thing. Is like, I saved this fucking kid from drowning once. Like, the things that I've done, and like, I've never been hurt for doing it. I if I did get hurt, it was always something I noticed the next day, or be like, oh damn, like, I'm scraped up, but like, it doesn't hurt, because you're not supposed to get hurt when you play a hero. And heroes do not wear capes. Heroes are just normal people. Shopping at Walmart, you know what I'm saying? All right. Let's see the next message. Next message. That's so sad. I hate to see something getting hurt. That's like, oh, I'm going to think about that now. Oh my God, my neighbor too got a puppy. Oh, he's so happy. He's an old man, and this puppy's just like, he's so in love with this puppy. He just watches it. He's so in love. Oh, Dave, my precious Dave in the basement. Old man Dave. Okay, so somebody in the collective here they're dealing with somebody who just wants to be complicated. They just want to complicate everything. They don't, if you give them like a list of how you feel or what you want, they'll change it around. This person has to be complicated at all times. Like, they can't just take simple instructions. They have to change them. You can't write the instructions. They have to. And you're very loyal to them and their complicated side. And the world is like, you're getting kind of word from spirit that that's not what a warrior is, you know, like coddling somebody else's complexities, you know, that just wants to cause a problem for no reason is not really a warrior. That's more like a pushover. That's warrior in reverse. That's not having any guns to yourself. That's letting somebody just control everything because they just want to be complicated. Who the fuck just wants to be complicated? Like dumb bitches just want to be complicated. Just complicate everything. There it is, vision in reverse, because they can't see anything. So this person is this person is going to get kicked out of the life that they're in right now. I don't know why this has to do with you. I'm not going to complicate it, but this person has been living quite a comfortable life with this complicatedness. It's like, you know what I'm getting? There was this Grey's Anatomy that I watched, and it always bothered me. I don't watch that show, but back in the day when I did, it was like the early seasons. This woman was coming in for open heart surgery and her husband was with her. And she was so just like, get this, grab this, shut up, don't brush your teeth, like just nagging at him. And, you know, he had to grab her purse right away, close the blinds. Like she was just ordering him around, like just choosing to be a complicated bitch while she's in a hospital bed. You know what I mean? And then finally, her heart caught on fire in surgery, okay? Literally caught on fire in surgery, and she still survived. And this man left her. After that surgery, he was like, I can't stay with you anymore. Like, you're gonna fucking put me in a grave. Like, you just want to be nasty to be fucking nasty. And guess what? Some people, you can play that card with them for a little while, but then they're not gonna want to do it anymore, you know? Like, and then that's the thing is when you coddle somebody and when you go out of your way to make sure that somebody's life is perfect while basically shattering your own life, that person's life is never going to be perfect. You can try to make their life as perfect as possible every single day, but guess what? You're never going to reach that inevitable, you know, like it's going to go on and on and on, because to please somebody is really, you're just appeasing the side that they won't change. And as long as you're doing it, they get to be as complicated as they want. They get to do anything that they want, right? So this person is almost going to get a very rude awakening as soon as this warrior chooses not to help anymore. Soon, and then it's going to be a hard message for this person to deliver that they don't want to put up with this woman's shit anymore. They've just been doing it for so long. Yeah, look at that. Leap of faith. They're going somewhere. Aw, thank you, Uriel. I just said your name because I was talking about Lucifer, and Uriel is a fallen angel. So thank you. I saw that you wrote something, but I didn't know if it was going to be mean or not. So thanks for being nice. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Uriel. I literally just said your name. I'm just saying, that's really weird that you're. Oh, well, good. Uriel should be nice, but you never know. Okay. There's risk with beauty in reverse. Okay. Oh, thank you. All back to you, buddy. Okay. So this person's going to take a risk to get away from this person, because this person is, you know, and that's another thing is when you appease somebody that much, when you go out of your way to make sure that somebody's perfect, when they're being complicated, you know that they're just doing it to be an asshole, eventually you will start seeing how ugly they are. And that's what's really sad about it, because their true colors, maybe you've really never seen, or you think, okay, this is going to be the last favor, or this is going to be the last thing they asked me to do, or this is going to be the last time they're an asshole. But no, it's going to be an ongoing cycle. Once complicated, always complicated. They have to get themselves out of it. right? Because once they are the only ones that are doing stuff for them, they can't be complicated anymore, right? Because now they're going to have to wipe their own ass. They're the ones, if they don't like their meal that was just delivered to them via a waitress, right? They're going to have to complain about it. They're the ones that are going to have to send it back, right? And now they're going to realize how actually fucking rude they are, you know, how this person's just energy is just not necessary. Like that, just to make people's lives harder. Like that's what I feel like they're doing, just to make your life harder. And staying with it is never going to make it better. Like staying with it is not, as much as we feel like that's the strong thing to do because they're your wife or your mother or your sister or your brother or somebody that you care about. They will turn ugly on you eventually. So Spirit is like, somebody is going to be walking away from somebody because they realize that they're better than that. And how ugly this person really is. Acting like that, you know? Like, oof. I mean, I did a lot of embarrassing shit back in the day, but I gotta say, like, the way that I act now, I mean, that Whitney back in the day, like, I just laugh at now because I'm like, oh, good God, the things I didn't know and the life I was living and, you know, little Whitney, you know, doing crazy things. And, like, it makes me laugh. I don't get mad at the things I did or said or how dumb I was, like, because I didn't hurt anybody. I didn't, you know, sometimes it's because you don't know something doesn't mean you got to have an awful life about it. Hey, look at the angel appeared. Uriel, you probably are an angel. Okay, just saying. Okay, this is just a little friendly reminder. Spirit is saying that, just a friendly reminder, people are not allowed to lie to you. Okay? People are not allowed to lie, really, in general. But when they put other people's lives at stake with it, no. So whoever this person is that has been making you, you know, jump through hoops and do shit and fucking lie to you and all this stuff, they're actually, like, they are forbidden to do this. So sometimes we have these rules and we have to expose these people for how much destruction they do when they're here on Earth. Hi, Pam. You missed 42 minutes. Generally your amount of time to miss, but don't worry, we're not done yet. Okay, so Spirit is just friendly reminder, people aren't allowed to lie to you, especially if it hurts you and it causes chaos to appear in your life because of their dishonesty. It all comes back around, and sometimes we are walking angels that are here to represent, you know, the ones upstairs. So then when people do pass over, when they do die, then, you know, those angels were around to say, hey, by the way, I saw what you did when you were on Earth the whole time, and no, this motherfucker is not going to go where we think we want him to go. Like, it's kind of like, you know, the City of Angels. I kind of feel like that movie with fucking Meg Ryan. I almost kind of feel like that's kind of how those angels walk around, you know, like I think sometimes if they choose for you to see them, you can see them, right? They just look like ordinary, normal people walking around, but they're watching, you know, like they're there to, like, see shit going on, right? Fucking narcissists, man. So overplayed. Ooh. The spider came. Good old Ursula showed up. She's trapped somebody. Woo-wee! Just in time, Pam. Someone's been trapped. Someone's been on the radar to get trapped up in this web. Signs, and then we have horrible choice. So there was this time actually in my dreams where I saw this giant spider walk out of the fucking forest, And I was like, there's giant ones of you. And like, I've seen the ones in Australia that are like literally the size of beds, but this one was the size of like a dragon. It was massive. It was huge. Like, it was like looking at the fucking CN Tower. Okay. And didn't do anything to me, but it was intense to see the size and the magnitude of the spider that walked up to me. So I feel like, I mean, as we're saying, like angels and demons walking around catching people and watching people do shit. There's an energy that has been around you that spirit's really been trying to catch. Okay, catch doing something, catch in the act. And they were able to do it because this person continues to make these horrible choices. So they got caught in the act. And you're going to know what I'm talking about if you see the signs. There's going to be signs that this, like, I mean, I want to say pedophile, but like massive manipulator, something like that, has been caught. Okay. So somebody that's out there, possibly that is in a really loving family, they've done a lot to people. Okay. I feel like this person could have killed people. They could have, with the needles everywhere, like they could have stabbed people. They if the universe is going out of their way to try to find somebody, oh my God. Okay. So when I did Uber Eats, for a long time, Uber Eats, I did Skip the Dishes, and I did DoorDash. I did all three of them for a little while. And I would get these names that would come up, and I'd be like, I swear to God, like, who the fuck am I delivering food to? It would give me this, like, I would get these weird signs, okay? So this one time I dropped off food to this like beaver cleaver fucking house, everything, picket fence, bullshit, whatever. And the last name had cannibal in it. And I look at the house and I look at the name and I'm like, this guy's a fucking cannibal. Like, I just knew it. I was like, this is what you would look like if you were a cannibal. Like, you would look just like anybody else. Your shit's gonna look like everybody else. You're not gonna look like this weird sick person. You're gonna look like a normal motherfucker, okay? And I dropped off the food. I'm pretty sure I had my video recorder on. Like, good God, if I walking to my demise right now and nobody ever sees me again, please. It reminds me, this one time I dropped off food to this house in the middle of fucking nowhere, and they didn't turn any of their lights on, and I had to go into the front door with pitch black. Oh my God, I almost shit myself. Like, I was so fucking terrified. Like, if you have ever done like Uber Eats or something like that, like, and maybe for like a pizza store or something, you deliver food to people, you are serving them. Okay. I did not realize that. I did not realize what that job was until I was actually doing it. And I was like, I'm serving people. Like, I'm fucking serving people right now. Like, I know it. Like, I can tell when you walk up to somebody's house, you can tell sometimes what the energy is. And like, and like I would walk up to these houses and I would be like, oh my fucking God, like, drop the food and leave. Like, drop the food. We had to take a picture and all that shit. Like, fucking, oh, don't fucking come out of your fucking door, man. Like, thank God COVID hit, because nobody wanted to open up the door. So like, I didn't have to hand the food a lot to people. People didn't want anything to do with me. Plus I didn't wear a mask. Who the fuck did? Like, I never wore a mask. So I was like, fucking get away from me. Like, I'm not covered. I'm a zombie. Get away from me, because I didn't want people around me. Okay. So I feel like you could have a mission right now, and Spirit's saying you did it. Like, you caught this person. Like, they were supposed to be caught, and the police never caught them. Like, I'm getting Robert Pickton. Remember that motherfucker out in BC? The pig farm fucking killed all the prostitutes. That shit's fucked, okay? I don't know how that name just came in my head, but like, look at The Conjuring. You think about it, that's Bathsheba. That's a demon. That demon just wants to kill people, but really wants to kill children and mothers, really. Okay, now I'm getting, actually, you know what I was thinking about the other day, because it's a very hard movie for me to watch, Suspect Zero. I don't know if you've ever watched it, but it involves a psychic trying to figure out, like, he's seeing through the eyes of this killer who's killing thousands of children. Like, thousands of children are going missing because of this truck driver. You might want to watch it. It's a pretty good, it's a long movie. It's like a 3-hour movie. It's a long movie. But I mean, you're going to understand what I'm talking about if you're getting signs. Okay, the signs are always the big thing. If spirit is speaking to you or not, you'll get signs. Okay, and a simple sign can be just suddenly looking at a word, but then seeing it spelled a different way. That's a sign. Okay, that spirit is trying to speak to you, and it's manipulating the words around you, right? So then you can see what they're trying to say to you. Okay, so somebody made. And I mean, I worked with 2 people last summer, 2 women at the same time, and we had a staff of like no more than, I think, 12 of us worked at this place. Only 12. 2 people out of those 12 people, 2 people had people murdered in their family. One, her brother was murdered, and the other, her mom was murdered. But her mom was murdered. Her 60-some-odd-year-old mom was murdered by her 70-year-old ex-boyfriend. Okay, you can take jealousy to the fucking grave, to your 70s, 80s, 90s. I'm telling you, if you're fucking crazy, these people will be crazy until the fucking end of their time. Like, who the fuck kills somebody in their 70s? This motherfucker. Okay, and this guy actually, her mother made like Canada or Ontario-wide news of being the first murderer convicted in Canada with no body, because her mom was never found, and he never told where he buried the body, even though he was covered in blood. The shovel was there, fucking Shovelly Joe. He had everything. Like, he did it. Like, he even said he did it, but he'll never say where the body is. And he was convicted, and I mean, he admitted it afterwards that he actually did it, but when he was convicted, he was pleading not guilty. He never did anything, and he was given a life sentence for murder without a body. So trust me, I mean, you think that this is like that far-fetched, and like sometimes what we see on the movies isn't real, or like what we see in the TV shows isn't real, but the really sad thing is that those things are based off of real life. It's not the other way around. Okay, real life, like I really noticed a lot when I watched The Shield, the shit that goes on, and like the shit that cops, for one, have to see and have to be subjected to, that can't do anything about because it's a fucking free country sometimes. Okay, and you can't just go arresting people, right? Like, the shit that sometimes we endure here is like, and I mean, when I dated a cop, the fucking stories that he used to tell me, he was like, the what was his word? He was like, Whitney, he's like, the shows, the movies, the interviews, anything you hear is nothing compared to walking on a scene where kids have died or where people have been murdered. And he's like, you never, shows really, if anything, he said, movies, shows, television, shit like that, they put that shit on fucking PG mode. Like, they censor it even more than what they see in real life. Like, so what you think is not real by seeing it in movies is actually more real. You're more into that realness than the movies. Okay, you're more connected with these psychos than you think. Right, and that's the illusion of the world and alarm systems and cameras making you feel like you're safe, when anybody can beat a camera, anybody can go around a camera, anybody can cut your power, cut your electricity source, fucking break into your house. Like, when you think you're safe, that's the illusion of Earth. That's the illusion of the world, really. Okay, so. The world is like, you caught somebody, and when I delivered, the way that I understood it, both of these people were in Calgary, by the way. I caught 2 cannibals just myself in Calgary, from what Spirit told me. And I have to listen to what Spirit says. If I don't, I'm a coward and I'm an asshole, and I don't deserve to be doing this. Okay? Because when I have direct line to Spirit, I know when I'm doing mission and when I'm making money. Right? Because there's when mission gets wrapped in to your ability to make money, people want to fuck you. They want to take your money away from you. They want to take your ability to work away from you. They most certainly don't want you doing mission, because then you're going to fucking figure out what they did, okay, and bring it back to you when you die. Because that's the thing, is like, when these people are like, a lot of people are distracted by accumulating things in the 3D world, right? Because they think their life needs to look a certain way to people around them, but they're illusioned by the fact that no, it doesn't have anything to do with the eyes that are looking at you in 3D. You're being judged and looked at by other things and dimensions you have no idea about. And they're the ones you need to worry about. Not what your neighbor thinks across the street that's eating people. Or the pedophile down the road that thinks it's okay to still stare at their 14-year-old daughter. Okay? Like, those are the people that we need to be more concerned about, okay? And that's what the world is catching. It's not how pretty your life looks, okay? Or how much money you have in the bank. It's what's in here. It's what's in your head. They can read your head. Are you kidding? If I can read my stepfather's thoughts when he's looking at me, anybody can read anybody's thoughts, okay? It's called it's really, like, it's just basic telepathy that we're all born with. Okay, and we get telepathy from being in womb. We have to have telepathy so then we can communicate with our mother, let her know when we need things. Okay, so then babies aren't assholes. Babies can communicate with their parents, right? Like, for instance, again with the Grey's Anatomy, I don't know why all of a sudden this is coming up, but like when one of the doctors has a baby, she gets one of the interns to watch the baby, and the baby's crying, and she makes the intern hold the baby up to hear the cry, because she knows the cries that the baby gives. Oh, he's hungry. That's the 3 o'clock cry. Like, he's hungry. You need to feed him. You need to change him. You know, like, if mothers are in tune with what they're doing, trust me, right? We all have telepathy. It's just whether or not we activate it, we use it, we care about it, and we trust it. Because the things that you hear through your head are going to be the worst fucking messages of all time, especially when you're dealing with mission. You are going to get good messages. Like, look at this message. Does it sound good? No, but it's exactly what's coming out for spirit, and I can't deny spirit to speak, or I might as well not do this channel. I'm not going to talk about, you know, Shovelly Joe across the street that wants to date you. I'm going to talk about Shovelly Joe across the street that wants to eat you alive, okay, because he's a cannibal. If you want to know about love, you know, there are plenty of tarot readers that talk about love all the time. I don't want to talk about love. We're not here for love. Okay, we're here. This is mission. This is what you guys are doing, mission, okay? Look at this. Donnie Darko with the heart in reverse. Look at this shit, okay? Somebody has been, I kind of think, controlling people. Could be eating hearts. But definitely controlling people. You know, they could be like a Ted Bundy, you know, controlling, like, I think that could be what it is. Controlling people with their looks, right? You think they're attractive, but trust me, just because somebody is attractive, they're only attractive in your mind, okay? They use that because they don't really find themselves attractive, but if they know that you're attracted to them, they'll use, it's like, this person might be some type of psychology major, okay? They know how to manipulate people's minds, okay? And either it works for you, and the way that you get manipulated is by being vulnerable. Unfortunately, when you're looking for love, you're extremely vulnerable because you're willing to do anything for this supposed love, okay? When love like that doesn't exist, that's why it's like, this could be something, like, you could be on online dating or something like that, and the universe is throwing you up with people, okay, that are hurting people. You might be like some type of spiritual warrior or something, like some type of like walking demon or like walking judgment or something. I don't know. I don't know, because I feel like you're strong. Like, but I mean, it doesn't mean you can fight them off. Strength doesn't really have anything to do with. Tell strength to chloroform. Like, you mean as strong as you are, you inhale that shit 5 seconds, you're out no matter how big you are or tough you are, right? Like, we're just going to move on now. Somebody is going to catch a monster. Actually, to be honest, I think you already did. I think Spirit's telling you already did it, so congratulations. Oh, look at that. There's Brandon Lee, The Crow, Eric Draven, okay, on the bottom of the deck, which means, like, I think something, okay, so what the message I'd be getting from him is that he dies and comes back as an angel, right? So what were we talking about? Like walking angels. Oh my God. You know what I think this channel is for? Fallen angels. People on earth that are given the worst lives because they're put in the most vulnerable hands of people who are supposed to do the right thing but don't. And then we have to take it all back with us, right? And you know what? The very first tattoo I ever put on myself was angel wings and on my back with a cross. And I'm not religious. But I put angel wings with a cross on my back. That was my first tattoo. And like, you know, every channel that's out there is branded to a specific, you know, to specific people, to specific roles, to specific, you know, to love or to, you know, planetary alignments and zodiac signs. And this seems to be like mission. Like this is mission. This is people in mission. I never really understood why I had to do this channel. And I think it's because people in mission. I mean, if my life sucks as much as it does, I can imagine collectives is just as worse. Like, or why would you even bother watching such brutal tarot messages if you weren't going through something brutal, you know? Like, and I mean, and I don't think I would necessarily be talking about such difficult topics if I was, you know, living in some 5-star luxury community. Right? Like, I wouldn't be talking about this. I wouldn't be doing this. So give it up for Spirit once again. They know what they're doing. Like, the way that I dress and I looks like I belong exactly where I am. And trust me, it's for a reason. So, next message. That was a big one. Hope everybody had a good weekend. The stupid time shift happened today. So I was up at like fucking 5:30. It was ridiculous. But I hope everyone's having a good day. Are you not working today, Pam? Oh, which movie? Now I forget which one I was talking about. What cards did I just have out? Oh, I forget the movie I was just talking about. See how fast, like, Spirit just comes in, says what I need to say, and then, like, wipes my memory of it. Like, it's amazing how much my memory gets wiped. Because it's not for me, it's for you. So I'm just this conduit. I'm just the one that's supposed to say it. Say it, not spray it. Oh, man, my sister's dealing with one at work, too. Just a fucking piece of work. Oh, the City of Angels. It's like, it's a lot of it's filmed in Lake Tahoe. And I don't know if you've ever been to Lake Tahoe, but it's fucking beautiful there. It's a pretty good movie. Like, I mean, it's a love story, so be prepared to cry. Hey, Maz! Oh, every time. I never remember the readings. I had to go back and watch them all the time. Like, I never remember them. Are you kidding? Holy God. Oh. Which is good. Like, that's a good thing, obviously. Okay, we have Buds with New Beginnings. We have Cauldron. And we have Cup of Tea. just straight channel. Yeah, you know it. I love their cauldron. I love how they did that cauldron. It's a beautiful cauldron. Okay. Okay. So I feel like something is okay. There's a new opportunity coming quick. Okay. Something you're creating is going to happen quick because we got cup of tea in reverse, which I was like, why would we put like cup of tea in reverse? But it's patience in reverse, which means I feel like you don't have to wait for this. I feel like the art of patience sometimes is abusive because they say, well, you got to have patience. But at the same time, it's like, well, how long do you expect somebody to wait? Like, you know, like people can, like there was this reading that came out about this a spiritual woman keeping a soulmate, like a karmic partnership from happening because they want to keep using that seed to help everybody else get boyfriends and girlfriends. And then they said like, well, this relationship is going to last forever. So you can wait. You can have patience. If it lasts forever, then you can wait for it to start. And I was like, wait a second though. Like, I don't know if this was a dream or a lucid or something that I had. And I was like, but how can it last forever if you never let it begin? Right? It's a play on words. It's somebody, like anybody that can say, well, you need to have patience, sometimes is abusing their situation. They're abusing their role and they're telling you to gain patience with something so then they can keep fucking around with time. Right? Which is again, like, fuck you. Don't tell me to have patience when you're being the obnoxious prick who's holding up time because you know you can. Right? So, like, and you know a cauldron, I mean, okay, so for instance, anything with a cauldron, like if you got water in a cauldron, you can't leave that forever. Like it's going to turn into sludge and slop and shit, right? Like you're not going to be able to do it. So like there's only a moment of time, like an open window, okay, of when things can happen, when new beginnings can happen. Right. So I know that a lot of the public out there has the ability to give gifts to people. Right. And if they don't want the gift themselves, then they can give it to somebody else. OK, so I have a feeling that there's somebody in the collective that has been giving something away, new beginnings. Right. Allowing people to expand, not, you know, because they want it to come back around or anything, like literally just because, I mean, how much are you supposed to do? Like, it's like, okay, so for instance, the guy downstairs that got the dog, he, in the summertime, he likes to put hundreds of flowers all around our ghetto Melrose place. And he goes around at night and steals them from all the garden shops. Like we have a garden place across the street and they don't lock anything up. So he just walks over and takes whatever he wants in the middle of the night and comes back. So he gives me so many plants. Honestly, I have like 5 of them right now. 3 of them. 3 of them going right now that he gave me from last summer. And I'm like, I just tell him no. I just tell him to stop. I'm like, Dave, you can't, because I know he's not buying them. I'm like, I don't want any more. Like, I don't have any room. Okay. Like there's only so many new plants I can take. And he's like, well, you got tons of windows. I'm like, no, I don't actually. No, I don't. I got like one major window and like my window in my room is obnoxiously huge. Okay. And like, it's not sealed at all. It's 300 years old. I have to keep the entire thing covered or my bedroom becomes freezing. And in the summer, if I don't keep it covered, it becomes a sauna. So like I can't even open up my window or I would have plants everywhere really if I could. If I could have just normal blinds, there would be plants everywhere, but sometimes that hurts my eyes. I have really sensitive eyes. But I mean, how much are you supposed to do with new plants? Like, I mean, eventually I had to be like starting to give them away. Like, I mean, you can only take so many free plants until you're like, hey, I'm going to give them away now because like, what am I doing with all these free plants? So if the collective can do it, if I can do it, collective can do it. And if collective's doing it, then those new ideas, okay, say the plants now, there's no more free plants being given. Now there's free boyfriends, or now there's free puppies, or now there's free weed. Okay. Or now there's another job. Okay. There's something that's coming because it's, you can take it now. Okay. Like you can take it. There's mushroom. Recycling, breaking down problems. So I feel like, yeah, like, I feel like your opportunities are like mushrooms. Like, you know how spores grow on mushrooms? It's just like mushroom after mushroom after mushroom. Like, those motherfuckers, like, they can just live off their own energy and just moisture and darkness. Like, they don't really need that much. So it's almost like this thing has been like just reoccurring in your life, you know, like it just keeps popping up, popping up, popping up. And now you get to take one of these opportunities for yourself, which is amazing because it's something it's like a recycled idea that you had from before that now resurfaces again, right? Because sometimes we get these like really awesome ideas, or we start doing these things and then we have to kind of postpone them. We can't do them anymore. You know, life changes. All of a sudden we have a baby, or, you know, we get pregnant, or like, you know, like somebody dies, or, you know, an accident happens, something like that. And then we have to postpone it, right? It has like a little, you know, put a pin in it. That's what we call it. We put a pin in it for a little while so that until we can start it again. And I almost feel like it's that starting again, you know, like you can take the pin out, you know, everything can happen now. Because it's like nothing is going to go unwasted. Like, wow. I feel like you might have a premonition about it too, Spirit's saying. Because I'm getting this song now about, it's a hedge, yeah, drop the boundaries. This man sings a song about, he has a whole dream about these two people getting into a car accident, and it happens. And I think he tries to tell them about it too. He tries to say, like, don't go, don't do it. I saw this premonition and I don't want you to go. And they do it anyways. And he's so angry after they die that he won't even go to the grave. He won't go where they died. He won't go to the grave and put flowers there. He won't acknowledge what happened because he tried to tell them and they didn't listen. That's an intense message. Okay, I think really the main thing was you might see this happen beforehand. Okay, there is kind of, you might have a possible like moment of indecision where you're going like, okay, should I do this or should I not do this? Because I tried to do it in the past and it didn't, like, maybe you tried to do it in the past and it didn't work. Okay, so let me tell you about things in the past not working and then trying them again. Try them again, okay? Because even I tattooed the inside of my finger right here. Okay. And 2 weeks later, once the scabs came off, there was no tattoo there. It was just blank. I didn't realize how hard finger tattoos are. Okay. So I had to do it again. Okay. And let me tell you, motherfuckers, if it fades out, I'm going to do it again. And no shame in the game. Okay. I knew this one guy. Finger tattoos are so hard to do. Sometimes, like when you're learning, this one guy had his knuckles done 3 times for it to set. Because finger tattoos are hard to set. Okay. Like, because we wash so much, we do so much. So these tattoos literally just fell off as if I never even tattooed them. I was like, Courtney, hey, look, my imaginary tattoos. I made fun of myself. I had a great time. And then there was a little bit of indecision there. Like, should I try it again? Should I do it again? Like, am I just wasting my time? And like, really, does it hurt that bad? No. So I did it again. I will tell you if it falls off again. And if I have to do it again, I have no shame. I also did these two too. I did a ruin here and I did a ruin there. And in 2 weeks, they might not be there because I don't know if I did them properly. I know the ones on my legs are fine. I don't know if these ones are going to set. So it's almost like, okay, but am I going to let the loser in me win and go, I can't try again. It all fell off. Meh. I'm going to go and cry. Or was I like, all right, get this fucking needle. And like, I was like, oh, okay. I was like in there doing that so much so that my hand hurt so bad afterwards from trying to keep my pinky out. And oh my God. Okay. But I fucking did it. Honestly, there is no shame in something not working the first time you try it. And then it's called you try again. Okay. Because sometimes the universe, if you're not ready for something and you're not ready to fight for it, it'll just take it right away from you and be like, look, you're not even trying to fight for it. You don't tell it that you love it. You're not even trying to support it. You're not even trying to run after it as it's walking away. So do you really deserve it? No. Okay. So this could be that point where like you weren't going to love it enough. You weren't going to appreciate it enough. So you gave it away. When you give things away, guess what? They come back. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Whoa. Right? Hey, I think somebody just knocked downstairs. That's hilarious. Dave gets so many people that come over and see him. I'm so excited for him and his dog. Oh my gosh, this is how cute my neighbor is. So he's the one who always steals plants for me. He's like 70 years old. He doesn't shower, but he never smells. He walks in the rain when to shower, okay? He has been single down there living with the worst conditions of like rats ever. He, for some reason, there's like holes underneath his apartment where these rats can get in. And oh my God, this poor man, I mean, he knows he's getting fucked. And like, there's nothing that my landlord would do about it. He knows that. So like, I try to give him all my leftovers. Like I know he's like kind of really hurt up for money too. So like, I'll bring him all like my chocolate cake and stuff that I don't eat, and like only desserts. Sometimes I'll bring him like spaghetti and stuff if I have stuff left over and Courtney doesn't eat it, like my sister doesn't eat it or something. I'll bring it downstairs, and I always bring him food. And I was coming in yesterday, and I was doing groceries, and this like giant puppy just came running to me. And everybody has puppies now in my ghetto Rose place, by the way. It's hilarious. Everyone's got a fucking puppy. And I was like, oh my God, like where? And then Dave comes out around the corner, and I go, who's puppy? And he's like, that's my puppy. And it's kind of creepy. It's the letter. Okay. He named the dog a 3-letter name. I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's a 3-letter name. Okay. And it's my mother's initials. So I know it was my gift to him. You know, we can give things to people. I don't want a dog, even though I could have got a dog last week. I don't want a dog. Right. But I know that I can give a dog. Obviously, there was a dog to give away, so I gave Dave the dog, and he named it my mother's initials. I couldn't believe it. I was like, okay, that's usually how you know you give somebody a gift, when they name it after you and they don't know it. And he goes, that's my nah. And I was like, that's yours? And he goes, yeah, that's my puppy. And then he said the names, and he's like, stay down, because the puppy was going to jump on me. And he's like, stay down. And the puppy stayed down. And he was like, he was just staring at them. He was just in so much love. And I was like, you just love him. And he's like, that's mine. And I'm like, I was so proud of it. I'm so happy. Like, he has family back in Calgary, and like, obviously something went really bad, and he's all alone. And it's just like, you know, when you see somebody, you just find something, and he's just in love with this puppy. Like he just watches everywhere he goes. He's just watching him, and he's just like so just like fixated on that puppy. I've never seen him love anything. Since the day I moved in here, almost 2 years, I've never seen him love anything. Like he will come to my apartment in the middle of the night and do anything I need him to do. I can fucking bang on his door and he will come running out. He is the nicest old man I've ever fucking met in my life. I've never had somebody that's been so nice to me, and to see him in so much joy, because we live in such an awful place and we have to succumb to it. There's nothing we can do about it, but we make it our own, and we do the best that we can, you know, and just see him be in love was like, just that's you know that's obviously why I was here. Like if I had to live in the shittiest place just to do that for that man, I consider it done. Like I would do that. I would do it again. Like honestly, like people don't really understand. Like when you don't really have anywhere to go, and there's not really anywhere, you know, like you're not destined on money, or like you don't, you know, there isn't, you can just kind of float in the abyss, and you can just kind of let the world just like take you where you need to go to help people. And then you go and you help people, and you're like, you know, I wouldn't have been able to do that if I was, you know, had that kid and got married to that crackhead. Like I wouldn't have been able to do this life. I would have had a totally different life if I had you know, made really awful moves because I was so depressed. Like the things that you do when you're depressed is so sad, because you don't really realize that you're depressed, and you make these monumental moves to get you out of depression, when really all you kind of do is just put more problems on top of your depression. You're not really getting rid of it, right? I wanted to get rid of mine, so I didn't do the family thing, right? So I can let the universe take me to people who need me, like this channel, and not feel guilty that I don't have a family, or that I don't have to go pick up kids, or that, you know, I'm deciding to do my channel while my kids just fuck around in the living room. Like I can be attentive here because that's what I've been chosen to do, you know? Like, it's a beautiful world that we live in, as fucked as it is, and like how awful it is. It's like the in between beauty parts of it, like that's why I'm here. That's the only reason why I'm alive. Like, if I didn't have my snakes and I didn't see how beautiful things were, and if I didn't go and smoke weed and fucking, you know, swim in the river and enjoy my life, like I mean, money can only get you so far. Like, I mean, I don't understand. All money would have done was just put me in a different place where I lived. Like, that's all. Like, I still would have been alone. I still would have been living with my sister. I still would have been fucked. I still would have gone days without eating. I still would have been depressed. Like, so what would money have done? Like, if anything, I just probably would have made way worse decisions and got myself in way more trouble. Like, making my own homemade Coca-Cola. I told you guys I made a recipe the other day and I didn't really like it. It turns out I like it. And if anybody wants the recipe, I'll give it to you because it's super good. All right. I'll burn my nostril hairs. Woo! I hate when that happens. All right, next message. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't, okay? Doesn't resonate, don't take it. I had a rather sizable donation the other day from somebody, and I was activated to put this up. Anybody feels like donating, I'm not saying to, but sometimes she didn't know the information, so I just thought I would put it up. But I made this sign today. Isn't it gorgeous? Oh my God. This is what I spent my morning doing. Isn't it so pretty? All those dry herbs, like, and flowers and stuff I have just in my room hanging right here. So I put it all, I bought that moss, and like, it's a little stand for a picture frame. Isn't that so cute? It cost me $1.50 at Dollarama, and then the moss cost me $1, and the paint cost me $1.50. This thing cost me $3, like $4 to $5 to make. I had so much fun doing it today too. Oh, I put all these little stones on it too. Oh. I love crafting. Wow. Yeah, we're gonna need some clarifying on this shit, but like, fucking look at this. Okay, so we have cloak in reverse with concealment. Okay, we have Sanheim in reverse with death. We have the scrying mirror with shadow, and we have Watchtower of the East with spring. Okay, thanks, Pam. Little artsy fartsy bitch over here. Here we go. Okay, so the way that I'm seeing this is I feel like somebody is like, we're gonna bring up a lot of dark magic. Okay, that's just what we bring up on this channel. This is dark magic. Okay, this is somebody, yeah, okay, doesn't want to leave you alone. Six of Swords in reverse. Somebody, there's like some type of energy around you that's trying to stop something that you're trying to start. Okay, so spring would be the renewal, right? It's the calm after the storm. It's the right. The sun comes out and life begins again after a really long, cold winter. So, whatever you've been going through in your life has been hard and cold and winter and awful, okay? So, you're breaking into this spring energy, which is warm and inviting and very powerful, and everything is waking up and everything is, very right, quick to react and quick to run around, and a lot of energy, and they want to try to stop that. They want to try to stop this beginning for you. They want to conceal it. So they want to try, so then if they can cover up this sun, then you won't even know it's there. So they want to try to conceal something for you. But the thing is for one, their shadow is going to tell on them. Okay? Their shadow, your shadow, the thing I've realized about your shadow is the shadow is the part that hides all the crimes, hides all the things that you've done, right? All the dark shit that you don't want to face. You want to put it in your shadow, right? Your shadow becomes this dark figure, right? Which is why it's a shadow. It follows you around. This dark figure follows you around with all these, very ill thoughts and ill images and darkness, like the dark web, okay? And this person's shadow is sick of this shit. They don't want any more in their fucking shadow, because it's almost like the shadow is like the dark side of your soul, right? You've got the light side that everybody can see, but then you've got this concealment that people can hide their shadows. They can hide how much of monsters they are, right? What up, Adam? Okay. They can hide, really who they are, right? And right in front of everybody, because it's their shadow and they don't need to show anybody, and they think that they can hide it, but it's like, it's still visible to people because people can see your shadow. They're not blind. This sun exposes your shadow. Lightness exposes your shadow, that there is something there with you at all times. Okay. So this person's shadow has had enough. They don't want this energy anymore. And I don't blame them. They've had enough. It's had enough. Page of Wands in reverse with 8 of Wands in reverse. It's too much bullshit going in there, and it's tying the shadow up with karma. It's tying the they've got it. They don't like, the shadow is even saying to them, you've got to realize that people can see you doing this, right? You've got to realize people can see us doing this because they're a part of it, and they're binding. They're I don't know, man. I don't know if they're trying to bind you up, or they're trying to bind this project up, right? So it's not available to you. 6 of Swords in reverse. They don't want to go away. They don't want you moving on. They want you to stay in this energy. Obviously spring, okay, the spring energy is force of change, right? So you've been dormant all this time, and you're finally activating, you're becoming alive. And they don't want you. They want you dead again. Yeah, right. Okay, there it is, judgment. They don't get to decide that, okay? Because there's people that decide that. There's Temperance in reverse. This person is very unbalanced. You could be dealing with a Sagittarius. Okay. But furthermore, or a Scorpio, there's the Empress. You are ready for this now. So the universe is like, okay, well, this person's going to have to throw their hands up and pray to God that they don't get killed, because of everything that they're doing. They're just doing it because they're a little rattled, like they can't seem to fucking get their emotions in place. They can't seem to ground how they feel about something. So they want to try to stop everything that you're doing, which is displacement. It's like, you can't stop somebody's dreams because you have displaced anger. Okay. 5 of Pentacles in reverse. They want to take your money. Whatever this spring is about, they want it. They want this, and they can't have it. They can't have it. They can't have it. It wouldn't be brought up right now if they were getting it. They're not getting it. Over your DB. Honestly, it's at this point in time now, you'll die. Okay? They know, Spirit knows they're lying. They know it's not yours. Like, it's not theirs. This project is not theirs. They want to claim that it's theirs. And they know that they're lying. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. They want the money. My nose is getting so itchy now. 4 of Wands. They've been successful at something. And they might have already bought the champagne, thinking that they're gonna bankrupt you again. I heard, make you homeless again, take your home away from you. They really want to do that, and they might have already partied, thinking that it happened, or like thinking that they did it. They did the concealment spell. They officially blocked your future from you, or they officially hid your future from you. But what they don't understand was that whatever this future holds, okay, there are more people involved than just their greedy magic. And you know what I've noticed? So, oh my gosh, look at that Queen of Cups. When you love something, it doesn't just give up on you. So my sister, she was in a movie, and she is friends with the director and the writer. He directs it and writes it. He does everything. She's going to write the next screenplay with him. And this is how angry the universe is. Like, somebody in the universe is with her, this Queen of Pentacles that wants this movie for themselves. So he has now, okay, so the first time they were supposed to meet, after they haven't seen each other for about 5 years. The other movie she filmed was about 5 years ago. So, and he needs this, he wants her to write the script. Like, he's stumped on this part. So he needs my sister to help him write the script. And this little bitch that is trying to hex my sister so bad and conceal this idea from happening. Okay. The first time they were supposed to meet up, a snowstorm happened. And then along with the snowstorm, his sister changed shifts. So he didn't have to come down and see his sister. The second time he comes to see her, okay, he already has to come where we live, because he has a family member here that's going through some problems. So he has to come into town anyways. So now he comes into town, and he works from home. He works on his computer. So he was supposed to meet my sister after he was done work. So he was doing his thing, doing his work. His computer crashes. He texts my sister. He gets hours behind on his work, so then they can't meet. Fucking, I'm like, oh my God. But this guy is dead set on meeting with her. Like, it doesn't matter. I mean, they love each other. They're best friends. Like, either if this doesn't work out where he meets her here finally on the third time, or it'll be the fifth or sixth time, even if she has to go where he lives, it's fine. He doesn't live very far. She'll just drive there. But it's like that's the energy that wants to do this. It's a concealment spell. Whoever knows that my sister was in a movie knows that she's going to be in another one. I don't know how they know, but they obviously know that if she was in one, she's going to be in another. Okay. This movie got so much publicity that the guy ended up having to take it down. Okay, you have to buy it now to watch it. It's crazy what just happened with this movie. And so you would imagine this next one that he does, who knows where it's going to nail my sister. Like, my sister could be famous. Like, I don't know. And it would be so amazing for her, because the hatred that has happened with people around her, and the things that women have done to her, and the things that she has suffered, and she put herself in a hole because of other people. And she took things away from herself because other people didn't like her, and she damaged herself because other people didn't want to see, how amazing she was. Like, she's beautiful. Like, she really is. Like, she's a beautiful person, and she's got a great personality, and she's, she didn't have any kids, so everything is, really proportioned nicely on her. And I gotta say, like, anybody that ends up marrying my sister is gonna marry an amazing person, and she's an amazing individual, and anybody would be fucking damn proud to have her. And the fact that they're trying to this woman's energy is so bad, trying to stop her from meeting up with this person, but they love each other. So her energy is gonna wear out, and they're gonna meet up. It doesn't there. You can't stop it. You can't stop fate from happening. I mean, he's here right now. I think he's at her work, right? So bada boom, nada bing, right? You can't stop things from happening. So if someone has been trying to cloak something, right, the more you love it, they can't stop love. Only cowards run away from love. If you love something, you're going to run right for it, right? You're not going to run away from it. Are you fucking kidding? Why would you run away from it? There's no fucking reason to run away from it. You're going to run towards it, right? So if there is something that you're trying to get worked out with somebody and it just doesn't seem like it's working, keep at it, because somebody wants you to stop trying because they think, see, 10 of Cups, they think that people give up. They don't know love. They don't know how hard you'll try. They're used to weak people that will just give up things, right? And walk away so that they can, like, there's, okay, there was this chick back in the day, we used to call her Sloppy Seconds, okay? Because every guy that my sister and I would break up with, because it was me and my sister, we tended to kind of like date the same kind of looking dudes, I guess. I don't know. This bitch, okay, she'd be the first one to hop on our ex-boyfriend's dick. She did it fucking 4 times? She did it 4 times? Yeah, 4 times. Two guys I dated, and I think 2 guys she fucking dated. Oh my God, it was hilarious. We called her Sloppy Seconds Carly. Honestly, I can't make this shit up. You know, I honestly, some people just want to be you so bad, and they'll try anything to get you to derail. But if you're not meant to derail, if you love, like, this fucking little bitch, are you kidding? No. No. Fuck you. These people are so rude. These people, these readings are like the rudest people. Like, who raised you? Like, the mafia? Honestly, like Charles Manson raised you? All right, the crows are out. Here we go. Ooh. Distraction, isolation with resistance. Insight. I don't think that's the right one on the bottom. 15, 27, 40. Perspective. Okay, I like that one on the bottom of the deck. Oh, I just remember. Look at my little crow sitting right here too. My little magical crow just sitting there. Okay. Oh, ghosts. I like this card. Okay, here we go. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Always remember, for entertainment purposes only. Okay, so somebody has been distracted. Okay, and it's not a good distraction. Okay, not a good distraction, because someone's getting stolen from, because they're looking at something else. They're looking at something more obvious. Okay, so we're getting isolation with resistance. Okay, you know what I'm noticing? Like, okay, so this could be something about money. Like you could be, okay, so this one time I spent like $100 at a fucking dollar store, and I was like, okay, I checked myself right there. I was like, I'm never doing that again. I'm never walking into a dollar store and being so distracted, okay, on everything being $1 that suddenly I throw 100 things into my fucking cart and I've got $100 bill. Okay, like, what just happened? Okay, but when you resist what the world is trying to tell you, okay, you might miss the main the main theme, the main reason. Okay, So it's like what I'm getting is like somebody is losing something you're getting stolen from. Okay. And if all you did was just change your perspective on it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay. Because once I realized that, I was like, the dollar store is stealing money from me because I walk in like a fucking idiot, distracted by its dollar signs and the fact that I have money, that suddenly I'm a fucking millionaire. Like, okay, that's consumerism at its fucking finest right there. Okay. And somebody needs to isolate themselves quick before it does something to you, because once you're a ghost, that's it. It's no coming back from that. Okay. Like in this form anyways. Okay. So it would take a miracle to bring you back from it now. Okay. So you don't want to have to go down that road. So spirit is like, if you just get a hold of it now, but you have to change your perspective on how you're seeing it, because again, it could be a dollar store and spending $100 and thinking there's nothing wrong with that. Sure. There's nothing wrong with that. But like, think about it. Like that was such a frivolous waste of money. Like I wanted everything in it. And now I look at the things, I mean, I still see the things that I bought with that $100, which is so weird because part of that $100 that I spent went into these like wreath things that I bought. And obviously they're still up because I won't take them down because I spent $100 that day and fucking didn't figure it out until I got home. And I still look at it and go like, that's what I did that day. Like I'll never forget when I walked in and spent $100. And I just because you have the money, it doesn't mean that you're not getting lost in something. Like it doesn't mean that they're not just right in front of you taking your money for bullshit things that you don't need, right? And now I'm getting in the office where Michael's about to declare bankruptcy, and like Oscar's going through all his finances, and he's like, this is the pile of things that people never get, like a magician set or multiple magician sets. People don't buy those, okay? And especially to get into debt from it, come on. Like, I watched this man. He was spending $1,300 a week on his little gadget toy hobby thing. And his wife was like, who the fuck spends this much money? And he went off the rails. He was like, people who take this shit seriously spend this much money. And it's like, you don't even realize the demon in you. Like that guy does not realize that there's a giant fat demon inside of him telling him to spend $1,300 a week on something he cannot afford because he says he needs it. Like, it's not dialysis. It's not blood. Like, you don't need it to survive. Then you don't need it to be taking $1,300 a week from you. Okay? It's like something like that. It's like you might be resisting it, and that could be putting into, like, even honestly, even going to a bar and spending fucking $7 on a drink when you can go home and make it for $1, right? Like, why would you, because the social aspect part of it, sure, yeah, but tell your bank account that. Tell your hourly rate that. Tell your boss that, hey, can you give me some more money because I need to go to the bar and drink because I need people around me. That's again called like, there's some other issues going on there then, okay? But resisting it is not going to help, it's not going to help the demon in the room that's taking something from you while you're completely distracted by something else. This could be like a woman spending again, like The Office, Jan taking Michael's credit cards, like somebody could be spending your credit cards or something, acting like, you're made of money and you're not. Like this could end up in a battle where you take something back before somebody ruins your fucking life. Like my stepmother, like she needs all plastic taken away from her. She needs money taken away from her because all she does is spend it. And guess what? She doesn't work, so she ain't making it. Okay? And if my father doesn't get a grip of this soon, he's going to lose everything. I mean, he's already lost, oh my God. Like they were having money troubles like 10 years ago. She had already spent too much money at that point, and they had just retired. So, like, I mean, if they were having money problems then, I could only imagine what kind of problems they're having now. Okay. And like I only imagine how much anger is in my father just watching, his wife spend money. And like, it doesn't say anything because she says she needs to spend money for therapeutic reasons. She says she needs to spend money because they need new stuff. She just wants to. She's just a little entitled fucking brat that won't shut her fucking mouth. Okay? And live a happy life and, quiet. She has to keep squawking and squawking and squawking. She doesn't make any money. Like, you have to realize the people around you, they got to be your teammates. Right? It'd be like, my sister and I, like, we share money. All of our money is together because we live together. So there's no point in, me keeping, she didn't work for a long time. So I spent money on her all the time. Like, I would just give her $100. I'd be like, here, and she just she'd keep it in her wallet for like a month. And then she'd go buy food with it, groceries. And I'd be like, did you spend that $100 I gave you on groceries? And she'd be like, yeah. I'd be like, that's not what it's for. I gave it to you to spend, right? Like, some people are just so opposite, I couldn't get her to spend my money if I tried. And now that she's the main one that's like working and bringing in money, I still, I get donations, I do readings. I still get money from other things, but I don't ask her if I can spend money. She doesn't ask me if she can spend any money. We're just a really good team and we don't spend money. So we don't worry about our bank accounts. I don't worry that she's out right now shopping. I know she's working, and as soon as she's done work, she's going to come home. Or as soon as she's having her little meeting with her fucking movie director, and then she'll be home. Right? I know she's not going to go out and spend $100 or $200 or $300. And even if she did, I'd be like, what'd you spend? Anytime I would sometimes go out and spend money, and that'd be my sister's first question. She'd be like, oh my God, how much did you get to spend? And I'd be like, oh man, I brought $300 and I only spent $100. And she'd be like, oh well, sometimes we can't spend money if we try, because there's just, I could go out, I don't even really have clothes. I could go out and buy a car right now if I wanted to. I could go out and buy a dog. I can go out and buy basically whatever the fuck I want, but I just don't want to. Sometimes, because I just don't, I'm not controlled by money. Just because I have money doesn't mean I have to control. I don't have to go and spend it. Right? And how much money is a lot of money? I don't have credit, so if you're thinking I got thousands, hundreds of thousands, I don't, right? But what's people's objective with money, and how they see money and how they spend money, and some people, if they don't work, or if they've never worked, or if they don't understand, the value of money and how hard it is, right? It's very hard for me to spend a lot of money on one item, right? If I need something, because I don't want to go out and buy it again, I'll spend $300 on a pair of shoes. I still have my $300 Docs I bought them when I was 27. I'm 39. I still wear them. I'll do that. I'm that kind of person. So I don't have to go out every month and buy new shoes. Whoever, you're right. I'm just trying to say, as soon as you change your perspective, because the team you're working with, they got to fly with you, man, because you're all there together. If they start fucking you, eventually, right, this commitment, it's going to become more like an obligation. So, Spirit is be very careful. Just try to see something, and it might not even be money. It might be something else you've got to change your perspective with. I don't know. It's shift that perspective just a little bit, and a lot can change. Holy shit. Can it ever? All right. Surprisingly, my voice is kind of starting to hurt. I don't ever talk this much ever, so having some throat chakra issues. Something stuck in my throat. Yeah, something stuck in my throat. There's nothing there. Maybe someone's got a throat. That, I'm not taking this. Empress in reverse. Someone's got a frog in their throat? Yeah, like my throat hurts right now. So. Okay. Knight of Wands in reverse. Empress in reverse. Five of Swords. Upright. Temperance. Upright. Three of Cups. Nine of Swords. Ten of Swords. Jesus. The Emperor is here as well. Emperor and Empress. Judgment in reverse. Uh-oh. I see that as like somebody going to hell. Like right away. Uh-oh. Okay, so I feel like somebody that's hurt you in the past man have Eight of Cups in reverse. They have eaten shit. Look at that, the Tower right underneath it. Woo. I feel that shit. Two of Pentacles in reverse, a journey into equilibrium in reverse. Oh my God, look at that. Underneath the World in reverse, Ace of Cups. Okay, I'm going to stop. Okay. This is a lot. Holy fuck. Okay, so somebody who hurt you in the past, okay, could be a Sagittarius, could be an Aries. Yeah, that's kind of all I'm feeling there, really. Okay, so they didn't want to walk away. Maybe you didn't. I don't think you wanted to walk away from them, but they hurt you. Okay, they hurt you and they took you took a loss. Okay, maybe this was a friend. It could have been a friend or a foe. I'm not sure, or a lover. So you could have gone into like some type of passionate rage with them. I don't know. Somebody could have got arrested. Somebody could have got hurt. They could have went to jail. Maybe that's what that judgment is. They could have went to jail but got let out right away. Okay. They hurt. Okay. From the looks of it, they stabbed you in the back. Okay. They hurt you. Okay. So I feel like not only did they rage out on you, but then they walked away from you. Okay. Possibly because of what people were saying around them. They could have been really badly influenced by like a group of women, maybe their sister, their mom, their grandmother, something like that. And they weren't quite balanced enough to make the decision themselves that because I mean, if they were flying with rage, obviously you two had to break up. Okay, because that kind of energy is not good between two people, right? But if you were that attracted to one another, it's also hard to leave that passionate fucking psycho shit. Okay, so and with the World in reverse, you could have just been in this awful cycle, just around and around and around, because nobody's breaking up with anybody because, yeah, you fucking fight like cats and dogs, but you also have great sex or something. You also, fly into this other passionate part of your relationship. But it ended. It ended. Okay. And somebody had to part ways. Obviously okay, so I feel like it had to end. Aww, I wonder how long you guys fucking missed. I don't know why my Wi-Fi keeps cutting out like this, it's right at the fucking window. Anyways, I don't know what you guys missed, but basically what I said was the relationship had to end. Okay, it really did. But I feel like yeah, it had to end no matter what. But I feel like the person who did the most damage also broke up with you, or was the one who walked away. They are like up at night right now because of this. I don't know if you guys would have been able to get your rage under control together. But I mean, regardless, it doesn't always matter that you break up, but maybe you broke up violently. Like somebody stabbed somebody in the back. Okay, bad. And then not only did they stab them in the back, but then like they like fucking took their identity with them, you know, like they fucking beheaded them as well. Like that was a bad ending. Like that's a bad breakup. But that's why the Empress and the Emperor were both in reverse, because you both were not in good receiving energy. So that's why you wouldn't break up with each other, but you didn't want to really stay together. So by this person listening to these other people and just breaking up with you, I mean, that's what's got them, because they should have just broke up with you for their own reasons, but I feel like they used other people's reasons. And that's what's got them stuck now, because I feel like what those people said, they don't care about. They would get back together with you no matter what, with what those people said. It's what they didn't say to you. That's what's fucking with them now. Because now they're like, okay, well, I said I broke up with them because of this, this, and this, but really, the whole time I felt like this. And I never got to tell them that. Because now maybe they feel like you're the opposite of that person now. So, because when people get away from each other, they grow, right? You grow as a person, you learn, you love, you move on, you know? And like this person, I guess they didn't really, I don't even think they really wanted to walk away. I think they just walked away because there was nowhere to walk anymore with you. But they gave you a bullshit lie. So now it's like, okay, I want to give you this offer. Okay. I want to bring you on a date. I want to give you this, you know, I'm sorry, blah, 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 for everything that happened. But really, I wanted to tell you that you really fucking bothered me when you did this, 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 and this, and this. And if anything, I would have broke up with you because you did this, not because of what I originally said. So it's like so funny the way that they are, because like they're obviously over the whole thing, you know, like they're over it. But at the same time, I don't know. At the same time, they're like this. Like, you tell me. Like, the fuck? They're having nightmares. They have debilitating fear. They have crippling anxiety. Like, what? Nine of Wands with the Ace of Wands. Oh my God, the devil. Eight of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Ten of Cups. Okay, here we go. This is why. This is the next part of the story. Hey, Two-Tone. We're almost done. My throat is really bothering me. And we've been live for 2 hours. God, I got these new ice cubes. I'm not quite used to them yet. Oh, yeah. Awesome. Fucking milk in my hair. Okay. This is the end part of the reading. We have the Nine of Wands, the Ace of Wands, the Devil, the Eight of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, the King of Cups, or the King of Pentacles, and then the Ten of Cups. So, okay. So, this person from your past has learned a lot. Okay, there's the nose again. Jesus. They have learned a lot, okay? And I think they have transmuted vented and transformed their anger. Okay, they could have had an anger issue. And the anger issue was mainly because, I mean, you both could have had it, but I think it was mainly because you guys were young and you were controlled by outside substances, outside people. Okay. Your relationship was young, so you probably had a lot of people around you, a lot of influence around you, and that's a lot of negative influence, right? Because your friends, as much as we think back then our friends really cared about us, a lot of times our friends saw us in situations that they really wanted to be in, so they wanted you out of it, so then if they couldn't have it, they didn't want you to have it. And then you were back to square one and you guys were equal again, right? Unfortunately, friends are backstabbing little pieces of shit. Okay, so I think this person could have taken like a lot of really bad advice, and that's a lot of why things happened the way that they did. But now they're not controlled anymore. So if they're not controlled anymore, then they don't fly into this passionate rage anymore. They use that rage for something else. So they're probably tired at the end of the day. They don't have time to fight with you. Whereas before, they had time to fight with you because they didn't have anything else to do because everybody was amping them up all the time to do shit. Okay, so this person from your past, they learned something new. Okay, I think they have a new career, and this career could be what makes them so tired. Like they could be like a blacksmith or something or a construction worker or something where they have to naturally take out their rage and their energy, right? So they don't have what they used to have, right? And luckily they do have a lot of energy because transmuting it got them a bit of money. Okay, so now they've got a little bit of money. So now they're in a nice little situation. And like even before, I mean, you guys when the devil's involved, like you're probably broke, working your asses off, drinking, fucking flying into rage all the time, being angry. But that wasn't the natural energy that you were really about. That's just the time of the life and the decade that you were in, basically. Okay. So I feel like this person, when this person from the past, Six of Cups, when they come back, you're going to know that they have this whole new skill that they do, this whole new thing that they do. And actually, they're quite good at it, right? They're quite good at it. Like I don't think they've mastered it, right? But it's something that they do, and they do it really well. It's almost maybe like a natural gift that they're doing. And it's made them a lot of money, and whatever way you've changed is how you've changed. But this person has really transmuted their energy. Okay, and it actually can be a 10 of Cups once again, and that's what happens with people. And they morph and they change and they grow over time, and you get your chance to see them again. You get your chance to be with them again. So that's actually kind of nice. That's a nice little message. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else? Here we go. Aww. The sun's come out with the Lovers. Shut the front door. Look, I'm telling you, I don't lie. I don't know how to lie. Spirit doesn't let me lie. And then it does wonderful things like this just to ensure that you guys know I'm not full of shit. Nothing burns hotter. The symbol of the sun. The symbol of fun, vitality, positivity, success. Life is difficult, but not everything is sadness. The sun is a powerful force that compels us forward through time. And then the Lovers. Love is grand, but it always leads to trouble. Like the horror Lover, symbol of love, harmony, relationships, and choices. And like, honestly, if you guys took a step back and now you know that you're better for it, fucking get back together. Hey, Diane, what's going on? Yeah. You missed a lot of the reading. A lot. But that's okay. You can rewind. It's a good reading. Okay. We got some good readings out today for a collective. And then this last one is like, this is it. I'm pretty much done it now. This was the ending of the last one. It's so beautiful. And now I'm going to go eat because my sister's home. So I'm going to make some dinner. I've been cooking a lot of Asian food. Oh, I'm getting so good at it. It's so clean and so fresh. I'm going to go bake some shit. I hope you guys have a good night. It's good old Sunday evening. Actually, it's Sunday afternoon. I shouldn't say nothing about evening. Have a good one. All right. I hope you guys, have a great night. Thanks for joining. All right. Thanks for joining. Hope you guys, thank you. I'm going to rest my throat chakra because it is killing me right now. I don't know why, but, thank you. Actually, it was hurting yesterday too. I'm still getting over this cold, so I got to be careful not to talk too much so then I can go live tomorrow. Okay? Maybe, possibly. Let's hope. Always keep those fingers crossed for Moonshine to go live and get that energy out. Have a really good day. All right. I hope it resonated, and send those telepathic questions in. Okay. So I can answer them. And I'm so happy you guys were all here. This is amazing. This was a really, really awesome read, like really good energy. So I'm going to post it right away. All right. So have a good one. Bye, ladies. Take care, everybody.